Two words nearly always assigned to internal states in our society are love and hate. To understand what they meant in the first century Mediterranean world of the Bible and the Johannine Jesus group, however, it is necessary to recognize both their group orientation and their corresponding external expression. The term love, for example, is best translated anytime you see it in the Bible as group attachment, or attachment to some person, or in-group glue. So to love the light in the fourth gospel means to be attached to the enlightened group. To be attached to the enlightened group. It doesn't mean to sit around in Starbucks going, I'm so glad I know Jesus intellectually. Or I have some feeling of warm sentiment, Jesus, I love you. I trust in you. Those are great, but understand that's not what the text means. The text may or may not have corresponding spirits that reflect those feelings. The people who are that are in this world may have those corresponding feelings, or they may not. What's paramount is the action of group attachment. To love the light means to be stuck to the enlightened group, the Technotheu, the children of God, the Johannine Jesus group. So in the Bible and in John, to love something means to be stuck like glue onto it. That song by Otis Redding, right? Loving you. That's fantastic. I love that. You love that, I hope. But that's not love in the world of the Bible. Post-romanticism, postmodernism. So in the Bible, right, or in John, love means to be stuck like glue to it. There may or may not be affection, but it is the inward feeling of attachment along with the outward behavior of being bound up with such attachment that biblical love entails. For God so loved the world. So naturally, those who love or are attached to the group do what the group values.
So you mean loyal commitment?
Yep.
Which is not necessarily
Watch the God.
wonderful thing.
It means The Godfather. Watch The Godfather if you want to see what biblical love is about.
But also in that day and age, they were all about survival for that day. So that would be watching out for one another, having each other's back, that good to provide for one another.
Mainly it means doing what the group values. And they don't look at a group and so let's look, there's 60 people in this group. So this group is a composite of 60 people. They don't look at groups like that. They can't, their culture cannot perceive that way. They see the group and then they see the 60 members who are all alter egos of each other. That's very different than you and I. When you and I look at a group, whether it's Weight Watchers or church or a family, we look at them as a collection of members. Because we are individualists, and therefore as individualists we see every human person as a cognitive and emotional universe, separate from everybody else. That's only 20% of the world's cultures. And in the whole span of human existence, 50,000 years or however far it goes back, very rare and recent. Post-Enlightenment, post-industrial revolution way of thinking. Correspondingly, hate, biblically speaking, means disattachment, non-attachment, or indifference. Indifference is perhaps the strongest negative attitude that one can entertain in Mediterranean interpersonal relations. It is the most strongest negative attitude somebody can have biblically, indifference. Revelation chapter 3, verse 16. The risen Jesus says, so, to the church of Laodicea, the Jesus group at Laodicea, so, because you are lukewarm, neither hot nor cold, I will vomit you out of my mouth. Indifference. Once again, there may or may not be feelings of repulsion. That's not what makes hatred in the Bible, the feeling of repulsion. What makes hatred in the Bible, is the inward feeling of non-attachment, along with the outward behavior bound up with not being attached to a group and the persons that are part of that group. That is what biblical and Mediterranean hatred entails. Detached. Talk to the hand.
That's great.
So to hate the light in John means to be disattached from the enlightened group, the Technotheu, the Johannine Jesus group. Or to be attached to an outside group and to behave accordingly. John chapter 3, verse 20. For everyone who does wicked things hates the light and does not come toward the light so that his works might not be exposed. You should understand that now. Those who hate the light thus do what the enlightened group considers evil, like continuing the temple cult or wanting the temple to be restored, something like that. Since to hate is the same as to detach or disattach oneself from a group, one can describe departure from one's family for the sake of Jesus and the gospel as either hating one's father, mother, wife, and children. Remember what Jesus says? He who does not hate father, mother, wife, and children for the sake of the kingdom. Remember that? Mm-hmm. Now you understand that means to detach. What did Jesus do, the pre-Paschal Jesus stage 1 with Nazareth? He detached from Nazareth and then joined up with John the Dunker cult, the Dunker movement. When the Dunker died, was arrested and killed, what happened to Jesus then? Then he formed his own political faction, a new group. So hate can mean that. Hate can also mean not loving father or mother more than me. Or hate can mean leaving everything, or more precisely, leaving one's house, which the Synoptic Jesus mentions a whole bunch of times. These are passages that I love when Catholics hear them. Like, catechists. I know a catechist, a lawyer, wonderful guy, good man. And on one day on Facebook, I posted the passage where it says, unless you hate father, mother, immediately he comes on. No, we can't do that. Who are you arguing with, sir? The Matthean Jesus? Do you even understand what he's saying? That this is all of us. This is me too when I come to the Bible. Without these cultural insights, what are we doing when we're reading this? I mean, it's like...
Should we be reading it then?
Yeah, there's the question that some people are... Well, yes, we should be informed. We should be reading together in the community informed by good scholarship and guided by the shepherding authority of the church, which tells us, by the way, we need to seek out good, sound commentaries and look at what the literal sense means before we start spiritualizing away, i.e. sentimentalizing in our culture.
Actually, they sentimentalize mostly in church more than they do anywhere else.
Yeah, but that's not what is meant by sound commentaries.
I never thought about it before, but somebody maybe new to Christianity or new to the Bible could open up those verses and then say, oh my gosh, Jesus is telling me I have to hate my family.
Sure.
And then they'll go around and they'll just be nasty to their family.
Sure. Right. How about Mark chapter 4 is one of my favorites. Mark chapter 4 is one of my favorites. You'll very rarely hear ever anybody talk about that, or you'll probably never hear a sermon on it. It's that part where Jesus goes, I'm purposely speaking this way to these people so that, because if they did understand, then they turn and be healed. But I don't want that, so I'm making sure that they get confused and don't turn. How come I missed that before? You know what this really messes with people? Not Catholics so much, evangelicals. I never saw that before. The Jesus I worship and I know wants the whole world to come into a saving relationship with Jesus, right? John 3:16. Then I read that Mark chapter 4. You mean Jesus actually said, no, to these people? I'm purposely doing it this way to confuse them? What's wrong with that? That doesn't match my congenial Jesus. Oh well. Hey, thanks for watching. Just continue the playlist for the next part of the study. If you have further questions, this is good. They will get addressed, so keep watching. If you found value, please subscribe, like, and share. As always, questions, comments, and criticisms are most welcome. God bless you.